video which I'm going to make is for beginning entrepreneurs and young entrepreneurs. What I'm just doing here is I'm writing a list for my accountant. We've got to work with the tax people. Now, that word sometimes frightens young entrepreneurs and beginning entrepreneurs on what to do about paying tax when you're setting up a business venture. It can be scary. I even asked that question as well, because I know nothing about tax. I knew nothing about setting up a business venture. As you know, I was a cleaner who wanted to start a business venture, so I knew nothing about what do I do about paying tax even before I've even set up a business venture. Well, the tax people really do want to know the first day you're trading. The first day you get this idea and business venture, it would be wise to tell the tax people on the first day of the trade. Now, let's not be scared of the tax people. I found out in my experience that we can benefit from the tax. So how do you set up a business and pay tax and not too sure whether that business is right for you or whether the business is going to take off? Well, that's a good question. That's what I used to think. I used to think, well, there's no point in me putting my tax claim in if the business is not going to make any money. Well, what the tax people do is that you got to pay your tax within the tax year. So it actually gives you 12 months of starting your business venture. This is what I did. It gave me 12 months to start my business venture before I actually had to pay the tax. So that gave me enough time to set up my business venture. And within that 12 months, I kept my business venture very, very small. I didn't want to expand too quick. What I did is to make sure that the business venture were right for me and it could make money before I started paying tax. I kept my business venture very small, within the bracket of not paying tax the first year. I didn't expand too quick. I kept it very, very small. I kept it under the bracket of 12,000 to 11,000, I think. Don't quote me on the tax bracket, but I think it's 11 to 12,000. So my business venture, I kept it under that mark, so I knew I wouldn't pay tax within the first 12 months, because I wanted to know whether this business venture is good, whether it's good for me, whether I'm going to enjoy it, whether I'm going to have it as a long term, and can it make money? So that's what I decided to do. I decided to keep small. So that's a great idea for beginning entrepreneurs and young entrepreneurs who's worried about paying tax before you're even getting any profit. Keep it small, and keep it small so you don't pay tax the first year, and then gradually increase your business to the point where you possibly will get over the bracket of 11,000. Then you'll start paying tax and possibly national insurance as well. But I would advise you to get an accountant. I've got an accountant. That's what I was doing on the computer, is writing out my list to take to my accountant. So I've got an accountant, and I'm not savvy with self-assessments. If you can do self-assessments, you're good with maths and you're good at that and are good at accounting, then great. But I'm not very good at that, so I've gone to an accountant. Not only that, I've also got a business account with a bank. I'll do a video on that later on about having business accounts. Well, I find it really exciting when you're a beginning entrepreneur. When you start going into these areas of business, banking, having an accountant, using tax and working with tax people, it's very exciting. It means that you are becoming a business person. You're moving away from being an entrepreneur, and it's a different world. There's different names, a different language, but it's exciting. I'm excited about this because when I start paying tax and going to the accountant, it means I'm in the business world. Not only that, I like the idea of paying tax. I like the idea because, as they say, pay yourself first. You can't pay yourself first being on a salary basis or working for someone and getting a salary. That's not paying yourself first, because as soon as you get your wage slip, the tax people have took your money out for the tax before you even open up your wage slip. So they're getting paid first. But as a business person and an entrepreneur and a sole trader, it's different. No, we pay the tax at end of the year. So the profit is going into our business account first, and where we can take money out as a wage, so we can pay ourselves first before we pay the tax people. Yay! Pay yourself first. I didn't grasp that concept before, not knowing much about business, but now I understand it, and I love the idea of paying yourself first, because I know paying yourself first is on the road to creating wealth. And you don't do that when you're an employee. As I said, the tax is taking out your wage slip before you've even opened the packet, and you come and the tax. But in business, no, it's different. Isn't that exciting? Paying yourself first. Not only that, we can claim for things with the tax people. Like my computer here, this computer, it had a fault on it. So I took it to the computer place and got it fixed. I got a receipt for it, and I can claim back on that with the tax people. So remember, beginning entrepreneurs and young entrepreneurs, get a receipt for everything, even your petrol, even your stationery. We can even claim on books. My accountant said I can get a claim on books if I wanted, because the books is to do with my business. Printing, ink, we claim on everything. Even to an extent, if you work from home, we can claim on gas, electric and that. So you can get the money back and claim on it. But remember, get your receipts. I've made mistakes on that. I still got to remember to ask for receipts for everything. I do forget, it's easy to forget. But great, we can work with the tax people. They're not frightened, they're not monsters, they're not there to scare you. Work with the tax people, and it's really exciting, to be honest with you, because once you do commit to the tax people, once you start going down the road and getting a business account, then you know you're in business. How exciting is that? You're becoming a business person, from an employer to a business person, which I really wanted to do. So quite exciting. I love the idea of paying yourself first. Wow, I love that idea. I'm creating my own wealth now, and that's what it's about. So don't be scared of the tax people. Work with them. And I would say for any beginners, as soon as you start trading, you've got to declare it, and because you don't want to be looking over your shoulder, because being wealthy and being rich is all about freedom, and we don't want to be taken down the road of being a tax evasion or fraud and going to prison, because that stops our freedom. But they're not going to do that. They're very nice people, the tax people, if we upfront with everything. So that's what I've been doing on the computer, sorting out my tax, and really excited about it. So don't be afraid of them. Work with the tax people. Keep watching my entrepreneur. I'm not an expert or a financial advisor. This is what I'm just experiencing. As I said, I was frightened about working with the tax people. Didn't know what to do at the beginning with the tax people, especially when you don't know if your business is going to take off or not. So work with them, go with it, be excited, have the passion. Stay with this, keep watching my videos, give me thumbs up, subscribe to Peter Corrigan, The Entrepreneur Journey, and come along with me on the journey, learning as I go along together. I will be giving tips and strategies, what I'm finding on the entrepreneur journey. As I said, it's just a small tip what I found about working with tax people. I'm not an expert, by no chance. I am not an expert on tax. There's possibly other ways, but that's what I did at the beginning. Hope you enjoy this small video, and remember, take care of each other. Bye bye.